Ooh, hey boys, it's me, Dora the ethnically diverse and underage explorer. So today we're going to be going over something different, a little spicy. I've been working on this one for a little bit. It's pretty unorthodox, as you can probably expect from me. uh, but it's very cool, and it's Players 8 viable, which is rare. I don't say that lightly, boys. It's Players 8 viable. I've made this on Hero Editor because I want to show you Players 1, and then we'll bump it up, and then we'll go P8. So I want to show you how it kind of runs. So what is this absolutely sick-looking fella here? This, boys, is the Tesla Wolf, okay? The Tesla Wolf. So what I wanted to do is I've always been interested in the idea of trying to get a type of druid build with dual dreams. And what kind of way to do that when there's no ways to amp up the lightning damage? I'm like, you know what? We'll deck it out. We'll pair it with a really good survivability skill setup, and then we'll also pair it with sufficient physical damage too, so it can deal with immunities. So this is what we're going to be doing, boys. Tesla Druid, let's get into it. You know how it is, boys. Stats, skills, gear, and then we'll get into it. So we have level 86 Druid. Strength is sitting at 156 exactly, because on Switch we do have a Spirit. That's just going to help us, you know, buff up a little bit further. Dexterity is pretty low. A good thing with shape-shifting builds is that it's really easy to cover for attack rating, because when you transform into the werewolf, it gives you attack rating bonus, and then on top of whatever skill you're using, in this case we've got Fury in conjunction with Feral Rage, it also boosts attack rating as well. So, you know, I feel like you can kind of get more bang for your buck with attack rating from charms and other bits of gear. Vitality, well, because of that we don't need to rely heavily on dexterity. That means we've got, you know, the freedom to dump everything into vitality, which is pretty sick. Resistances are pretty good. They're a little bit strict because I wanted to, you know, min-max the gear a bit towards damage, so we'll get to that later. Pretty happy with the sustain with this. This is before Feral Rage, mate. We've got 21% lifesteal and 6% mana, which is good. So some type of mana leech source is ideal, so we can make sure we are retaining that. Further down here, we have 86 faster run walks, so we can get a little bit more, I think, from like small charms, but you know, I wanted to prioritize other stuff. And further down here, we do have 48% crushing blow, 35 open wounds, 47 deadly strike, and then down the bottom, boys, 20 lightning skill, minus 20 enemy lightning res. So very heavy on lightning as well as the physical front. Over to skills. So summoning, we've just got the 1-point wonders down here. So we've got Oak Sage and then Summoning Grizzly, which we lose occasionally. You guys probably know if you've used these. They kind of, like anything, it's going to die. It's going to die pretty quickly. In situations where you need a bit extra life, like if you're pinned against an elite patch, you can summon an Oak Sage, I don't know, like 3 yards behind you or 1,500 yards behind you, and then you've got about 10 seconds before he runs face first into the elite and kills himself. So, yeah, that's a good option to use, and Summon Grizzly just, you know, to have some extra boys while fighting the boys. Shape-shifting skills, boys, is where the rest of your stuff is going to be, pretty much. So we've got Lycanthropy, base 4. So from leveling up from 86, I want to be putting more here. I was pretty strict on skill points here because I wanted to maximize my damage output first, and I found it's okay. Some cases I could probably do with extra life, but you know, that's up to you if you want to redo that. But I think I'm fine with what I have. So I've got base 4. I have decided to max out Werewolf, so that's where you get the big chunk of your max live attack rating and attack speed. So that's important. So if you're checking any of these on D2 Planner, boys, make sure that you click the little transform to Werewolf so that your character actually has applied the attack speed buff, and you can make sure you're matching the right breakpoints when you're planning shit. Further down, we've got 1 point into Feral Rage. That's enough just to give us the sustain. And then we've got just a few points into Fury. We've got base 4. So I don't really need that much. So why do I not have Fury maxed out? The reason being, boys, is elemental skills. So we have Cyclone Armor is maxed out, Twister is maxed out, Hurricane is maxed out. Now, I max out these three because they're all the synergies of Tornado. So that is a very big thing. So, maxing out the synergies for Tornado because we're using Stormlash as our main hitter. And as everyone knows who's heard this, like, the name of this unique echoed in the wind, it's fucking brilliant for high player count, right? Because of static field and also the crushing blow and attack speed. On here, 20% chance to cast level 18 Tornado on attack is pretty menacing, and I thought it'd be great to try and max out the synergy for that. Sometimes it is kind of overshadowed by the fact it has static field and it's really rare and it's just crazy and everything else that it has. I'm like, let's pair that with Dual Dreams, and let's pair that with the high physical damage that it gives us. So, Stormlash. We've got 20% chance to cast level 18 Tornado. We have them maxed out the synergies here. So Cyclone Armor is maxed out as well, and also down here Hurricane is maxed out. Really awesome thing about doing this setup here of skills is Hurricane gets 2 seconds per level from Cyclone Armor, so we can just keep Hurricane up forever, boys. It lasts 50 seconds, which is so convenient. And also Cyclone Armor gets all the synergies too, so we have like just under 1300 absorb, and you can keep that uptime. And now, thankfully in 2.4, boys, we can cast it and maintain that uptime of Cyclone Armor and Hurricane while we're in shapeshifting form. It's bloody brilliant. I know I was zipping back and forth, I was getting too excited, but I'll finish off the gear. So Stormlash for high physical damage. If you want, you can get one with a Burr Rune, would be good for more crushing blow, but honestly that's fine. I found out I don't need a Shale after testing it. So we've got high lightning damage here, which is great. So as I said, we're pairing that with Dual Dreams. Doesn't matter too much about what shield you want to put here because block rate is garbage on shapeshifting form anyway. This is what I had lying around. I do have a Pelt with Dream, which is kind of cute. I made one with 3 Oak Sage, Lycanthropy, and Werewolf. That's probably going to be the best 3 that you'd want, other than maybe switching Oak Sage around for Grizzly, I think, if you can get that. I'm not sure what the kind of... There's like a bit of a priority with the skills that can actually roll on a Pelt, so maybe someone can confirm that. But either way, that's a pretty good one, right? Because they're main skills that we're using. Now, over to Amulet, we've got no surprises. High Lords, that little bit of extra lightning damage adds up. We've got Gore Riders along here, Raven Frost, String of Ears. We have a nice little dual leech ring here with some, interesting stats that are helpful. We have Drax. This is pretty good. With our setup, I found out that we could kind of run as normal without the attack speed crutch on the gloves. So that meant that I had the freedom to mix and match and try some options, and Drax is just amazing, particularly when we're going to be showcasing this in higher player count games. And now I want to show the little chest that we've got. This is pretty unorthodox. You can make it in obviously some other type of plate with maybe life, but I couldn't be bothered getting that. I just thought, let's just chuck it straight in an Archon plate. That's what I had handy. This is our only source of increasing the elemental damage percent overall for lightning, right? So we've got Holy Shock from both of these. We have lightning damage, which is added from other sources like High Lords, and also the big chunk from Stormlash itself is 473. So that is going to be increased by this, and also you've got the 300 lightning damage on top as well, which is pretty good. So if I switch this to normal attack, you can see we're sitting at 4633. Not too shabby, boys, if I say so myself. Finishing off with charms, we've got Annihilus and a Torch, which is, no surprise. I have got Shapeshifting Skillers, all with faster run walk down here, and then I've just got my small charms with life and resistances. These could be, something else if I wanted to, like faster run walk and something else, but I was pretty happy with these, and I felt comfortable having the life and resistances because I was testing it in, difficult places. Mercenary is kind of what you'd expect. We've got Ass Hab over here with Might Aura, and we've got Fortitude, Andes, and an Infini. And an Infini, boys. I think, without further ado, let's get into it. Let's hop over to Frigid Highlands, eh? So this is Players 1, boys. Okay? Players 1, and then we'll bump it up, and then we'll go to a few more places. Oh my god, the damn loading screen in between acts kills me. Look, Arshab has already killed like half of the screen already. Plenty of places to go. So, on Switch, boys, we've got Hodo, and we also have Spirit. So we can buff up doing this boy, and then we can switch here, and then we can pop a Hurricane if we want to. Also, if we want, we can actually do Enchant. Bear in mind, Enchant we can't cast while we're in werewolf form. So just for the sake of doing it, I'm going to do that right now. So we're going to enchant up. That's going to increase our attack rating by a little chunk. And then we're back to werewolf, boys. So here's what we're sitting at. We don't have Might Aura active yet on Arshab, but he'll get there, I'm sure. Fury is up to about 6,400. As you can see, P1 is pretty much easy. Steamrolling. Let's go down and destroy Shank. Even these guys, we've got Death Maulers, which are, as you know, lightning immune. Damn, corpses flying everywhere, boys. And don't forget about the tornadoes. These are level 18 fully synergized tornadoes, doing over like several thousand each. Pretty standard stuff, boys. Pretty standard stuff. Alright, let's go back here, and then let's adjust the play level. Let's go gameplay. Let's put it up to, we'll go P4. How's that sound, boys? Eh? Does that sound like a good time? We'll go over to Spider Forest and we'll clear Spider Cavern, eh? I still think there's some tweaks I could probably do to this build, but I'm pretty happy with how far it's come. God, I feel like I'm talking like my own son, like my own child. He's done very well. I'm proud to show him off to you, boys. God damn it. I'm just weird, aren't I, boys? I really am. E. Okay, switch. Nice. I'm so glad that Hurricane is 50 seconds with this build. It's absolutely amazing. So this is player 4. Player 4. Suppose we can summon Oak Shades down there. I mean, honestly, not much different, boys. Not much different. A little bit more health, you know. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It is very fun. What we'll do is let's start a chaos run at players 4, and at about partway through, I think it'd be good to switch it to players 8, and then show you the comparison. I apologize if my frames are dropping. I always have an issue on my videos when I get to specifically this part, River of Flame. It's just, I think it's the lava that fucks with my shit. I'm not sure if anyone else has found like an issue with that, and maybe they know how to fix it, then let me know. I don't think it's that bad though. So with the Oak Sage up, we're sitting just over 4k life, which is pretty good. I guess Arshab does have his Might Aura on now. So he's sitting at 83.69, pretty decent, and we're sitting at 73.46. So over 7,000 Fury. Oh, excuse me. Lightning immunes, nothing. This is definitely very unorthodox. It's the type of stuff I love doing. Having a shield with a shape-shifting druid, it does have pretty whack and not so great block frames. So it definitely pays to be aware of that if you're like trying to gear up specifically for like block rate. But yeah, I don't really find that's too much of a hindrance with this build. Not really too worried about that. But everything else this build can do, I'm pretty happy with. Like, we've got Hurricane lasts 50 seconds. It does just under 1k every tick. It gives us that AoE slow effect for crowd control, which is brilliant. We've got, what else do we have? We've got massive chunky Cyclone armor. So easy to keep uptime of it. And it's just under 1300 damage, which is massive. Because we'll wait until Oak Sage dies, but like I held this just over like it's under 3k without Oak Sage. So Cyclone armor is a massive chunk. No, it's not. It's not at all. It's over 3k. Bad memory. We've got just under 50% crushing blow. We've got static, and we've got 3 tornadoes that are proccing from our Fury. So as long as we're hitting, we're fine. And remember at the start, boys, I talked about dexterity is only at 20. We have over 8,000 attack rating. So even a little bit of investment into like dexterity is probably going to net us a more positive increase there. Alright, not too bad, eh, boys? Eh? Pick up a few potions. And how about we change this over to P8 just to show you. And I leveled up. Wow. Lycanthropy. Look at that, boys. And you know what? Let's put some into dexterity because we can. Alright. So, since we're on P8, let's buff up again, shall we, boys? I go E, F. There we are. And switch back over to our Stormlash. Oh, perfect timing. Amp damage just ran out. I always recommend having like faster run walk charms and stuff when you're using any shape-shifting builds, just because it really lacks on the front of mobility. But I mean, if that sort of stuff doesn't bother you too much about the lack of mobility, you know, shape-shifting stuff it's pretty good, man. Very strong, very reliable, high attack rating, high survivability. It's brilliant. Alright, let's see how bad Deceased wants to be today. Hello. Hey. Don't kill us, Heb. Yes. And that's players 8. Lord Deceased. And of course we can summon our Oak Sage for the boys. Recast the Cyclone armor, which I forgot to do. Of course, this is not going to be like Hammerden, Blizzsort, Jabazon, Players 8. No way. But compared to the other weird builds that I try, I was extremely impressed with how well this does on Players 8. In Chaos of all places. I love testing Chaos. I think it's such a great benchmark for the amount of garbage the enemies toss at you here. Oh no. Oops. That was me. I didn't mean to do that. See if we can do this without the mercenary, right? G, F. Let's go. A little bit tough. You know what, I'm gonna run down here. I'll grab the mercenary again, and then we'll might as well finish off. We might as well finish off Chaos, because I feel like it's close enough.
What do you need?
I need some health pulse. Thank you. Let's get it, boys. And this is players 8 again. Ah, champion pack 2. With that static proc. There we go. Nice. I know some of you boys are probably thinking, oh my god, cringe, Billy went to town. He went back to town. Oh, it must not be P8 viable. Whatever. Whatever, boys, okay? Ooh. Oh, boys. Not bad. We'll call this version 1. Version 1 of the Tesla Wolf. How's that? I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I've really enjoyed trying to test this on the back end, and yeah, I think there's more work to be done for sure. But yeah, man, shape-shifting builds, particularly hybrid ones and stuff. You know, might see me do a few more of those. Don't be sleeping on them just because you can't teleport around with Enigma in wolf or werebear form, boys. There's more fun builds out there, and rest assured, if you subscribe, you'll probably find a few more of them on this channel in the future. But thank you. Have a good day. Stay hydrated.